Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching. My name is Yadira. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. If you are new, welcome. I do hope that you'll decide to subscribe if you're not already a part of my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about discontinued luxury handbags, and I do have some SLGs in there that I wish were a part of my collection. Item number one is probably going to be the most recognizable out of all of the ones that I am going to mention, but I am going to be popping in the images here just in case you're not familiar with the particular items as I go through them. This one is by Chanel, and it is the most iconic tote, or at least whenever I think of Chanel, this is the exact tote that I think about, and that is the GST, or the Grand Shopping Tote. The GST came in 3 different sizes, probably was a 4th, so it came in an extra large, like a east-west sort of moment. It came out in the GST size. I'm just gonna say that's the medium size. It did come in a petite. Now let me know down below if whenever I said, you know, the most iconic tote from Chanel, the very first one that came to your mind was the medallion tote. Let me know if that was you. For me, I really do like this particular silhouette, the GST from Chanel. Honestly, I feel like if they were to re-release this particular handbag, I think a lot of people would go back to the store and go get it just because of that nostalgia, or at least me. You know, I don't have anything from Chanel, and that is one that no brainer I would go get. They do have a lot of these in the pre-owned market. They have them in a beige, it came in a gray, it came in a navy, it came in a brown, a black, a red. Did I say red? I think there might have been like a pale pink. I don't really remember. It came in a variety of different colors. Both hardwares were featured, which is the silver tone or the gold tone hardware. For me, the middle or the medium size, just GST, is the one that I would want to get. Whenever I do think of the color black, I think Chanel. So it would be a black for me. The only thing is that these were discontinued back in 2015, I want to say, and I don't necessarily want to go get one in the pre-owned market and possibly get like a dupe, or get one that has more corner wear that I would like I would like one in pristine condition. Like if someone bought that bag, thought that they would love it, but they actually hated it and never used it since that year or since that time, and it's just been sitting in the closet. Like, that's the kind of handbag I want, like more new. And I think for that reason, if Chanel was to re-release it, I would definitely be in line to go get one. Or I don't know, it would probably one of those, like, you have to be a very important client to be able to get that kind of bag if they were to re-release that particular tote. There was 2 different variations of this particular bag in the sense of the CC in the front. One is more like embedded to the actual lambskin or caviar, whereas the other looks like the CCs are patched on and then just kind of sewed around it to be a part of the bag. I don't know if the all-in shaped in was first and then the patched one CC came second as like a new model. If you have a Chanel GST, let us know which one is the newest, or let us know what you know on the particular CC logo in the front. A lot of people said that they didn't like the interwoven detail with the chain because it made noises. It was kind of like a plasticky sort of rattle noise, and then these straps being that thick, they would slip off your shoulder, and then the handbag itself being so boxy, that would also contribute to the handle falling off your shoulder easily. Some people say you can just cross them whenever you put them on and it'll be fine. I don't mind. I like the bag. Again, preferably in a black. It doesn't matter if it's silver, it doesn't matter if it's gold. I have seen it in beige clear. I have seen that in person once. I was walking behind a girl who had it. She had it in a silver tone hardware, if I can remember, and this was actually maybe 3-ish years ago. So the handbag definitely is out there. People are rocking it, and I liked this bag for a while, and that kind of was like, oh my god, this bag is fabulous in person. And honestly, I don't need the box. Just give me, you know, the authenticity card and also like the dust bag and a great, fabulous, excellent, perfect bag, and I'm good. This is literally like a dream bag whenever it comes to Chanel. Like, I think I only have like 4-ish bags from Chanel that I would like love. Going over to bag number 2. This is by Louis Vuitton. In this particular bag, I want to say it was discontinued in 2019, possibly 2020. This is the Louis Vuitton Valise or Valise, I don't know, mini briefcase bag. It comes in a variety of different, prints. So it has the natural vachetta with monogram. It also came in a beautiful limited edition version that I'll pop the image right here on the screen. And this bag is actually still available, but in the vachetta with the damier ebene or the damier ebene with black sort of cowhide leather on it. So if you do like this bag and you like it in the damier ebene, I'm gonna link that down below because that is available for purchase. However, for me, I would like this in the monogram with the vachetta. One of the celebrities that I have seen this bag on, she doesn't wear it too often now, but she did for some time, and she will pop it on every now and then, is Savannah Chrisley from Chrisley Knows Best. If you ever watch that TV show, it'll be, the younger sister. She has this bag, and I do follow her on Instagram, so that's how I know, every so often she'll wear it, and I love that because it's not like she got it yesterday. She's still loving it, she's rocking it. It just kind of solidifies that it is a great on-the-go bag, and I would like that bag. I saw one on Fashion File a few weeks ago, and it was in excellent condition, but this bag was $2,900 or $2,800 on Fashion File, and I was just like, whoa. I want to say that this bag was maybe $1,000 under that, or possibly low 2000s, maybe 2,100 or 2,200 at the store whenever it was available. So I was just kind of like, wait, that's a big markup. And yes, it is no longer available, so that is what you pay for discontinued pieces. But it's not like it's a handbag, or at least in my opinion, where everyone's like, oh my god, I want it. It's not a Louis Vuitton monogram bum bag. You know what I mean? Let's be a little bit more conservative with the actual price of what we're asking for a vachetta piece that probably has wear. It's probably missing the chain, it's probably missing the lock and keys and everything else that it comes with, but I don't price things. But anyways, that was a price that I was not willing to pay for that particular bag. So I am kind of waiting, and I probably will wait forever and ever if I'm not willing to pay that kind of, $3,000 range sort of prices. Also, it's kind of reminiscent of the Chanel lunch bag or a, vanity on chain sort of bag. But the only difference between that particular line is that Chanel has a divider whenever you open the bag, and Louis Vuitton doesn't, which means it will fit your things and more, or actually you won't be limited the way you are with the Chanel because of that little partition. But whatever, I would like this in a BB or in a PM size, whatever comes my way in a perfect condition at a very good price. But we shall see how the cookie crumbles with the Louis Vuitton Valise. Again, the monogram with the vachetta is the one that I would want. And moving on to bag number 3, this is actually by Valentino. Valentino is a brand that I really don't have much of, and I would like a bag that matches my shoes that I have in the rose poudre color. And of course, you don't have to match your outfits exactly like that, have everything tone on tone. This is called the Small Rockstud Grainy Calfskin Handbag. So many words for just one bag. It came out in a black, a cream, and also a rose poudre color, which is the one that I would want. And the reason why I even know about this bag is because whenever I got my pair of slides from Valentino in Honolulu, they are very good at having everything by color. So the shoe was here, and off to the wall that was directly next to it, there was a variety of bags, and this one in particular caught my attention because of the way that you can wear it. You can wear it as a top handle. It had a loop in the back where you could feed the strap through and wear it as a belt bag. Wear it the way you would wear your Louis Vuitton bum bag, or just with the actual strap itself. It could be a shoulder and it could be in crossbody. The versatility of this particular bag was endless. The inside was microfiber, or I'm not sure it's microfiber, but it was a beautiful suede sort of finish. If you do have Valentino bags, you are probably familiar with the exact interior lining that I'm talking about. And it also featured a very beautiful multifaceted, catches the light every twist and turn rock studs on the bag. And so I thought that this was perfect for, you know, date nights, grabbing a quick lunch with your friends, going out to a chic sort of party. So many different ways that you can wear this particular bag. So I didn't get that bag in Honolulu, and obviously because it's being mentioned here, but as soon as I got back, I did take a screenshot of the bag. Like I went through the website, I'm like, okay, what's the name of that bag? Like what did it look like? And you know, I was like thinking about it like nonstop in the flight on my way here basically. So I did capture a screenshot, and it was about $1,800 plus tax. So if I would have been home and ordered it from the store, I would have paid my homeland prices for it versus Hawaii pricing. But anyways, that's a regret we're not going to talk about at this very moment. This bag is so hard to find. I have not come across this particular bag through Fashion File. I did see this bag in person last year whenever I was in Rome at their beautiful Valentino location. I did see it in black, and in black, honestly, there was nothing. Like I didn't feel anything for the black color in that particular style. I want that rose poudre version. I don't know where I can find it. I've looked like on eBay, and the other day I was kind of browsing for it again, and I guess because the name, great job Valentino on the SEO, because literally you put it in there and everything small, grainy, calfskin with rock stud handbags comes out, except that particular bag. I don't think I have the actual product code within that screenshot that I have, but this is one that I would want. It kind of starts to sound like a unicorn by now. So if you have this bag and you're not loving it, but it's in great condition, let me know down below, because it's literally like, I don't know, that they make 500 of them. Whenever I was in Rome, what she did tell me was that they had just discontinued that bag. So whatever was out was out. And she said, you know, actually like 2-ish weeks ago, I did have the rose poudre color in store and I sold it. So I was just kind of like, is that something you're just saying so that I can buy the black one, or is it really gone forever and ever? But let's just say that it is gone forever and ever, and she didn't have it, because I did go to another, actually 2 more Valentino locations around Rome, and they were like, no, we don't have that bag. We have no idea what you're talking about. So, and actually through there, I was told that the rose poudre color has been revamped. It is more like a lilac sort of pink. I don't know. I haven't gone to my nearest Valentino store to check their inventory or to even talk to them about the colors. That is a handbag that, you know, I think about from time to time, especially whenever I put on my shoes, which is quite often in like spring and summertime. Like, oh, I could have had a beautiful handbag to pair this with. But moving on to handbag number 4, and that is the Gucci Jumbo GG tote. This bag is super cute. This one I also saw on my trip in Hawaii, and I was just like, oh my god, perfect. Like this is what I would need to take. And it has a beautiful green color, you know, like all the greenery out in Hawaii. Like it just, like that memory would have been perfect. And this bag, I didn't get it because I was like, a tiny bag, like I think it was like $1,100. I was like, I just, how can I wasn't a tiny bag girl, and even now I'm kind of like, okay, they're not bad, like let's just give them a try. But I'm more comfortable in the medium size handbag sort of family. I said no to it. I did try it on. It did look a little bit, you know, cute if I'm being honest, but I just, it's not in my comfort zone, right? Because in my mind I was like, okay, so what do I fit in there? Just like my wallets, my cell phone, my camera, and it's full. But it's such a cute little bag. I love how it's so, like, I guess ironic, the way it's a tiny little bag, but the print on the outside is blown up, you know, that jumbo GG, and then the strap has these thick borders of that red and green that Gucci does have a part of their brand. And in the interior, it was like this little bit of, I don't want to say blush, but it's kind of like a beige pink sort of microfiber lining. It literally just screams timeless Gucci. I've had Gucci handbags in my collection before, and they have left. But this bag I feel would be one that I would keep for a while for sure, because it looks like a fun bag. Like I think I would really enjoy it. And Louis Vuitton does make the sac plaits line, because they do have a variety of different sizes, but the one that I think that would be most compatible would be the petite sac plaits. But that one, it honestly, I like Louis Vuitton and I have a lot of Louis Vuitton, but that particular bag does not call my attention whatsoever. It does in the BB size, but not in the petite size. I can tell you right now that if hypothetically I was to buy the petite sac plat, I think in the back of my mind I would still be hunting for the Gucci, so it wouldn't satisfy. So that's why I'm like, no, don't do it. The sac plat in the BB size, that is a different story. Girl, I love my on the go in the MM size. I think I would really love the sac plat in the BB, because it's practically the same thing. It's just with the on the go you have space this way, whereas with the sac plat you have space this way. So I mean, maybe I should do the sac plat BB instead. I don't know, but there's a lot of different companies out there, or fashion houses I should say, that make a mini tote just like that Gucci one. Like for example, Fendi. Oh my gosh, Fendi has the most cutest shopping totes out there. Literally, that's what it's called. It's like mini shopping tote in a variety of different leathers, colors. The top handle comes in like an acrylic tortoise, or you can get it in leather. Like the combinations with Fendi are literally endless. And you know, if I was to get a handbag outside of the Louis Vuitton fashion house, I think I should really consider Fendi, because they have a lot of cute things, and literally the customization aspect that they have going on over there just kind of seems fun to me. Even if you get it in like a canvas version with like a minimal trimming of leather on the sides, kind of like the Gigi mini tote by Gucci, I don't think you can go wrong, except there's a price difference. It's almost like $800 to $900 difference between what the Gucci one retailed for and what the Fendi retails for. All very cute. If you have any of these, even the sac plat BB, let me know what your thoughts are on this particular mini shopping tote sort of vibe. The next half of the list are all by Louis Vuitton. So coming on to bag number 5, this would be the Louis Vuitton Bria, particularly in the MM size. It also came in the GM size. This one came in a variety of different leather finishes. It came in all vernis, or vernis mixed with vachetta, or it also did come in epi, and it did feature silver tone hardware and gold tone hardware, just so depending what combination of main material you were talking about. But it came in a variety of different colors. It came in the Amarante, in a very nice rose sort of color, in a citrine, in a beautiful red, in a black noir, in a white, in a cream, or is it rose lychee, the color? I don't know. So many different beautiful colors. I think my perfect combination would probably be either the Amarante with the vachetta, or in the light pink sort of color. This handbag is so reminiscent of like the beginning years of me being like aware of Louis Vuitton. I don't even know how I came across this bag. I think it just was one of those things where I was browsing the website so young and just kind of, you know, daydreaming of, oh my gosh, one day I'm gonna buy that bag. And I didn't know they discontinued things back then. Growing up, being able to afford things, now I know Louis Vuitton does discontinue things. I have a screenshot of this bag back in my daydreaming days, and I think it almost came in like a beautiful blue tone, blue jean sort of color. Whenever my now husband and I were home hunting, one of the realtors had it in that very, I don't know what the color is, it's a very light cream. It had like glitter, like that's what the vernis finish had on it. It wasn't like the rose lychee, it was like the lighter color in that vernis with the vachetta version. I think she maybe had it in the GM version. I'm not too sure. The only thing I really remember is how the backside of her bag had all kinds of color transfer. It was like almost pink on that side, but the front, it looked glamorous. Girl, I was eyeing that bag like She's got good taste. I love that bag. That color's fantastic. Don't be scared of it. She's rocking it just fine. All the positive vibes. And one of the things that I feel is good about this particular bag is because it has minimal vachetta and it's high up, it can easily be replaced at Louis Vuitton, of course, at a repair cost. If you have this bag, let me know how it's holding up for you, because I've heard Vernis is kind of one of those tricky leathers to take care of. So let me know what your experience is on that one, or even if it was a bag that you were a fan of too. You just missed out just like me. Let's go on to the next bag. This is the Montaigne, and the Montaigne was discontinued not that long ago. I want to say maybe 2 to 3 years back. This bag came in a few different finishes. It came in the emprunts, it came in the canvas with vachetta, and it also was in the Vernis, and it also was featured in limited edition versions. I can remember one, was it the Van Gogh painting, sort of, you know, Florence vibe, you know, the most expensive art pieces around the world. I have no idea. The Mona Lisa and all these beautiful paintings. It came out in that collection. I'm gonna find the name of that right here, because it's literally like most iconic masterpieces of all time. I have no idea why that slipped out of my mind, but this is a bag that I feel I would want in either the empreinte or in the monogram, preferably in the monogram in the MM size. It did come out in the BB, in the MM, and in the GM size. And same with the Bria. This one in particular is not a bad idea for me to start hunting for it, because just as long as the canvas is in perfect condition, I can always take it into service at Louis Vuitton to get brand new vachetta, and it has minimal vachetta. So this one comes with a strap, and the strap for this bag is in canvas, so you don't have to worry about all the patina in that, but it has vachetta on the side trims. It has like little pulls that are like long. They're not short like the pulls that are in the Speedy per se. And also the top handles were also natural vachetta. In the inside of the bag, I think the only vachetta that it has is the Louis Vuitton made in sort of stamp inside. The interior for the monogram version is in a beautiful, like a ruby berry sort of interior lining, which I think is fantastic, so luscious. And for me, for the longest, even though I would buy another Speedy in the canvas version, I've always kind of said no to the monogram in either size because of the Montaigne. Like, I feel like if the Montaigne was still out there and available for purchase straight from Louis Vuitton, that would be a perfect alternative that I would recommend outside of the Speedy. Even though I've never owned the bag, just by looking at it, I think it's a good one. And I've also heard Jerusha from Jerusha Couture, I'm pretty sure you know who she is. She unboxed this bag a few months back. I'm gonna try to look for her video and link it down below, because I saw that video and I was like, oh my gosh. When I was watching Jerusha's video, I can remember clearly I had my earpods on and I was kind of cleaning around the house, but as soon as she started like her actual like review portion of the video, I was like glued to the image. I had like, you know, those warm and fuzzies, because it's a bag that I also want. And the way she spoke about it, I was like, yes girl, yes. Like literally, that's exactly what she said. It's exactly what I would say. I don't think that they did a good choice in discontinuing that particular bag. I've seen it one time in person at the nail salon, and I was already sitting down, but this lady was walking in and they were telling her, oh, well, go pick your color, right? And I could just like a radar, like Montaigne is right there. I was just like like so dumb, but literally exactly how I felt, and I have no idea why I never pulled the trigger on this bag. I think it retailed for maybe $2,800 whenever it was in the Louis Vuitton website last as an MM size. Don't quote me on that because I don't know for certain. I think the one Jerusha unboxed was in the BB size, and the one that is in my mind is an MM size. The one that I did see at the beauty salon that day was an MM size, but whatever, BB or MM in a perfect condition for a good price, I'm here for it. So yes, if you do have the Montaigne, let me know what combination you have it in. Do you have it in the leather? Oh, that's another thing too. Even though I would like it in the canvas version, because I feel like the body of it is pretty much carefree. I know you have the handles, but you can always wrap a little scarf around them, so it's a pretty good bag, almost as equivalent to the Damir Ebin bags, so at least in my eyes. But if I couldn't get it in the canvas in a great condition, the emprunts are actually very pretty too. The rose ballerine color catches my attention. Also, the rouge marine combination catches my attention, and I've had a pochette Matisse in this particular print, or combo I should say, that I think will be very beautiful in the Montaigne version. And now that I'm thinking about it, I did see that particular combination at the mall on a lady, so the Empreinte Marine Rouge bag, and it was really nice. So I have had the privilege to see this bag in person in the monogram and also the empreinte. I have no idea what rock I was living under that I never made my way to the store to actually go talk about it. We spent so much money on so many things. I literally could have had that bag, but here we are. So next on my, what it has now become my regret list, this is the Double V, and this one in particular, I think it came out around the same time that the Montaigne was first released in, but it had a very short shelf life. I think they only had it in production for maybe a year or two. I'm not too sure. I never really heard anyone talk about this one. I have not seen it in person. I ran across this bag too. I think I have a screenshot of that, so if I find that, I'll put that right here. I became aware of this bag through Louis Vuitton. You know, it's kind of one of those moments where you're kind of looking through the website and you're seeing the bag, but it's like, okay, next, you know, you're like going to go find whatever it is that you have in mind at that point in time. And then I saw it one time on Fashion File, and I think after there, I've kind of been like more aware of it. But this bag is super cool because you can have different ways of styling it, whether you want a more conservative look to it or if you want to be flashy Louis Vuitton, look at me. And I think what's fun about that is that the bag essentially is 3 different compartments. If you close it all the way, you're closing the entire bag just the way you would like a capucines, I guess. But you do have the option of, instead of closing the bag this way, to fold over that flap. On the interior, it will reveal the monogram canvas, and so you have that open compartment. And then same with the first flap, you have the option to either fold it back or fold it forward. So essentially you can walk around with your bag all open or close it. So when you close the bag completely, that's where it forms that double V, with just a small little line of LV monogram, and everything else is just subtle. This one came in, I want to say just leather. So it came in a rouge marine combination, and then the reverse where it was red with a blue lining. It came out in a black with a cream trimming, and then reverse it came out in a rose ballerine color with, I think I want to say brown. It also came out in like a deep burgundy kind of red, but certainly in a variety of different colors. And I am not too sure if it came out in 2 sizes or in more sizes, but I have seen photos of one where it's like literally on your shoulder, so possibly like a bigger style of tote, and just like a smaller petite top handle, which is the one that I would want, the smaller size. But yeah, I'm not too sure on the sizing, but now that I think about it, this one really does remind me of the capucines. And the ones that I have seen through Fashion File, they have flaws. I haven't really found an excellent condition one. So I think for me, it'll just be one of those bags that I just completely missed out on, and I would have to accept that and just not really look for it. But yeah, that is the beautiful Double V bag by Louis Vuitton. All right, so this next one is the very first SLG that I'm going to talk about, and I only have 3, so we're almost done. This is the Louis Vuitton key pouch in the empreinte style. I actually do own this piece, and I brought it out here today just to kind of have a little bit of eye candy in person, that is. This is the Marine Rouge combination key pouch. Most traditional wallets only have that compartment where it's only one-sided, or maybe like a bifold or a trifold sort of mechanism, but it's still kind of secure in one way. But this one has an additional access through the back. This regret in particular I have mentioned a few times in my channel, and I have really looked for this piece in the pre-owned market, but because it has just, you know, a general key pouch name, I can't really find like this particular style. But I continue to search, hopefully for a very good one, and I don't want it in the black. As a buyer of a pre-owned good, that kind of worries me because I don't know where the wear is at, you know what I mean, or any discoloration that it might have because it's black, if that makes any sense. So I have seen it in the black, and I'm kind of like just kind of don't add to cart sort of situation. But yes, so a pop of color in a ruby or in a red. I think it came out like in a fuchsia sort of color or in a pink. Those would be the ones that I would want. And the reason why I love this one so much is because on the inside, this pocket right here has a generous gusset to where I can keep my key fob in here and some cards and cash, and also just keep maybe just my ID or debit card in the back. And I don't necessarily need to be opening and closing this particular piece, stressing the side glazing or the leather itself, because I could use the zipper compartment for my everyday grab and go, and the entry for this back compartment is a zipper. It has wear, yes, I wore it so much and really enjoyed it, so I'm not gonna negate that. But whenever I look at how old this piece is and how much I did use it, like whatever wear this has, I am 1000% happy with, because it has aged very beautifully. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And actually, just by looking at the color, I think it needs like a generous cleaning. If you know of one that is just basically this, let me know what that brand is and down below so that I can check out their wallets. I have thought about the Chanel classic flap card holder, but that one I went into store and I did try my key fob in there and it doesn't close. It's not as big as this to allow for a key fob to comfortably sit along with your cards and cash. So if I ever do get that wallet, it's because I'm finding a different way to carry my keys, or it's probably just hype for me, because that's my preferred way of carrying my keys, is to have it with my, you know, money, so that I could just grab this and run out of the house. I don't necessarily gotta pick up, you know, not even my phone, because my Apple Watch is with cellular data. So there you go, two things. Right. The last item in my particular list of discontinued luxury pieces that I wish I could have in my collection is the Louis Vuitton Wapiti case, particularly in the Sunrise Pastel color or collection. This one, I became aware of the Wapiti case back when I first became aware of the Speedy. Just like I was probably I don't know, what was I, maybe in 8th grade, maybe 9th grade in grade school, whenever I became aware of Louis Vuitton, or around there. Very young, but they had the Wapiti case on the Louis Vuitton website with a monogram. Whenever they re-released it through the Sunrise Pastel collection, I was like, oh my god, yes, like perfect. But the interior of this particular collection, well, the Wapiti in this collection is textile lining, where in the monogram version, and they also did have it in the multicolor, those two collections had them in the microfiber interior lining, which is very pretty. It was like that red sort of lining, so amazing. But every time I see those particular ones in the print-on market, the vachetta is so tan, like it has a lot of watermarks, like just very well loved sort of situation, that because that vachetta piping is like around the edges of the bag, I don't think that's a piece that I can take into repair to get fixed. So that to me was an extra plus whenever the Wapiti came back in 2022, that I was like, oh my gosh, yes, like I would want that. And I actually did go into store and I asked for this particular piece, and they were like, no, from that collection, or at least we didn't get a lot of inventory from that particular collection. One of the stores that I visited, I had asked for it, and the lady was looking through her inventory and she's like, no, we don't have it. And then she was like, well, is there anything else that I can help you with? I was like, well, you know, I'm just gonna browse around the store and then, you know, I'll reach out if I find something that I have questions about or I want to see. She's like, okay, perfect. As soon as I like went straight, there was like a wall in the middle, and I went over to see like the lady handbags. There was a lady that a sales associate was showing her the exact Wapiti case. I didn't want to ask because I feel like it probably would have been one of those moments where she had a few SLGs in the counter that she was kind of looking at. But if I would have asked, I feel that would have been like, oh, well, she wants that one, let me buy it sort of situation. And I waited for her to like make her mind. I kept browsing around the store. I went upstairs, I came downstairs, and at the end, I think I missed her. Like, I don't know if she ended up buying it or not. I asked another associate, not the one that was helping the lady, or not the one that reached me at the door, but another one, and they're like, no, we don't have it. So I was like, I think she bought it. I don't know. It's super beautiful. I've seen this one on Fashion File, but oh my gosh, I've seen it for $1,400, $1,300. Most common price that I've seen is like around $1,100. This one, whenever it was in store, it was like $650 for sure, under $700. That I'm like, oh my gosh, like what a markup. I think I'm comfortable paying like $800, $900, but anything above that I feel like it's a little bit torturous. So I'm just like, maybe I should wait until the next collection that they decide to release a Wapiti in. But yeah, I think that in the pastel, it is such a beautiful combination because it is very feminine. It is like very cotton candy girly sort of situation. Like it has that baby pink, the baby purple, like a, I don't want to say it's a blue, like a baby blue, but I think it's more like in between aqua sort of blue. But the inside of it is super cute with this mini LV print inside. It's super feminine. I really like it, and honestly I think it would be like a perfect camera bag for me, but I'm not paying $1,300 for a camera bag. Like no. Or maybe a lipstick bag. Yeah. I don't know. Obviously, all of these things that I mentioned, they're not like necessities. But I do have one last one. And this one, I actually already own it. But I do feel like if it was still available, it would be a good option for you. And the only reason why I say that is because I have done an unboxing of this particular piece. And I've gotten comments of people saying like, hey, like I was looking for this bag, but I didn't find it. Or even some people who said like, hey, I ordered it and I got it. Or, you know, whatever the situation might be. But I think I get more of the, hey, I was looking for it and I never found it sort of scenario. And I know a lot of people would have liked it, but this is the mini pochette with chain. And yes, you can get a mini pochette. It's still available online or even in store. If you really want the mini pochette, you can buy it, but this particular configuration with the chain is, I think, the one that should still be around for people to buy. And honestly, it would be very genius for Louis Vuitton to relaunch it and to have it a part of their inventory, because I can see a lot of people would buy that one in a heartbeat. I mean, just for the simple fact that if you do have other SLGs or even handbags that have, you know, the little side hooks to allow for a crossbody, you can use a chain option if your handbag per se comes with a jacquard strap, or if it comes with the leather strap, you can use this as an option. Or just like if you have more of these, just hook it on and start rocking your little mini pochettes as crossbodies or long shoulder sort of bags. This one I have really enjoyed as a crossbody, and actually looking at it now, even though I've had it, have I had this for a year? I think I've had it for exactly a year. I think I have denim transfer on mine because I love wearing denim, and I've loved this piece too, and I've enjoyed it so much that if this bag was available for purchase straight from the Louis Vuitton website today, without a doubt, I would tell you yes, add to cart and buy, because it's a good one, at least for me. But you gotta know yourself too, right? And this is coming from someone who loves medium to large size bags, right? I have really fallen in love with this little piece, and that is what's telling me like, give the mini shopping totes a try. I don't dare to say the sac plat petite, but maybe the baby, but in a ways, like that's what's kind of telling me like, hey, maybe you should consider mini bags, or maybe even a Chanel mini rectangular. Like, but yes, this one is such a cutie that I wish was still around for a lot of my subscribers and viewers, because I've enjoyed it 100%. And I know that a lot of people really do want to have that opportunity too. It's just not available. And to buy the little pouch and then to buy another bag with a chain, or to even buy the chain separately, it's probably going to push the price over what you could have gotten is from the store. I'm so happy that I did get it. Let me know down below what your thoughts were on this video, or any of the handbags that I mentioned, or if there is some particular bags in your mind that are discontinued that you would like to have in your collection. Share with me those down below so we can kind of chit chat and connect more on, you know, just luxury goods that we all love. And I want to thank you so very much for spending a little bit of your day with me, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.